There comes a time when man must push himself into the unknown. For call for help, that time is now. Today, we'll use the technology at our disposal to answer one simple question. What makes a Furby tick? And here to lead us on our journey is none other than Dr. Roger Chang.
Dr. Roger.
Oh, so you're only air quotes
Hey, I
doctor?
was on the way. I didn't get my degree, but that's beside the point.
Okay.
Now, for people who may not know, a Furby is one of these. It's really kind of cross between a robotic toy and a plushed animal that was really popular about a year or 2 years ago.
Okay.
In fact, they were so popular people couldn't stop clamoring for them. So today we're just going to actually just kind of cut it open and see what's inside it.
So it's kind of like an advanced Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah, in many ways, except not as fun.
You guys remember Teddy Ruxpin? Do you remember? No one remembers. Hey, that's what we used to have before Furby. You having issues there with your mouth guard?
Yes, unfortunately.
He usually catches drool.
The Furby's gone, so I won't be infecting it with anything.
Good.
So first thing we need is a hobby knife. You can find an X-Acto knife. Anything. I'm using a relatively small knife because it's easier to control than a big kind of like steak knife.
So like when you ask me for the scalpel, I can hand it to you?
Yeah, you can do that. Right. You can hold on to that. It's a miniature screwdriver, and this is because the screws on the Furby are of the Phillips kind, and they're extremely small. If you can see in my hand right there, really, really small.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, because there's so many small pieces, a pair of tweezers in case something gets lost, and I need to pick it up.
All right. Now, of course, we're talking about using sharp objects, so you got to make sure to get your parents' permission, and definitely do not point sharp objects at people. I can do it at the camera. No one's going to feel that. All right. But we have our parents' permission, so we're okay to do this. You ready to dive in?
Yeah, so hand me the scalpel. And the first thing you need to do on the Furby, and if I'm going to lift it on its backside, there's actually a seam. Maybe if I can pull back some of the hair. The seam, which I already cut that basically knits the entire skin of the Furby together.
Okay.
Once you do that, you actually have to pull out this plastic zip tie that they use as like a hoop to tie it securely so when kids yank on it, it doesn't come off. Now, once you're done with that, you actually have to sit the Furby upright and actually cut off the little piece of thread that connects the plastic ear to the plush ear.
Okay.
This way you can actually kind of get it and have the skin remove off cleanly. So once we're done, all you need to do is start from the back, and then this is going to be kind of disturbing for people who have one of these toys. But what I'm going to do is replace the entire skin off the toy.
Oh, it's tucked. You know, the Linux penguin. Check it out.
Yes, you know, it's kind of weird. It looks like it's missing a lot of things like arms and legs.
And fur.
And fur. Next thing we need to do is unscrew. On either side of the Furby, there's 2 on this side, and then 2 on the opposite side, 1 up here, and 1 in the back, so a total of 6 screws. You unscrew that, and the shell comes off in 2 pieces. So let me do that right now. Let this get out here. Then we'll take this portion out, and then we're left with the internal organs, if it were, of the Furby. We have its one working ear right here. It's kind of like Jamie Summers in the Bionic Woman. Here. We have her eyes, and we have her mouth, and everything is operated actually by one motor.
Okay.
Although it has blinky eyes and a movable mouth, and it moves along on its backside using this kind of simplified locomotion device right here.
All right.
It has one motor. If we look at the back of it, I'm going to use a screwdriver to point out, all these cams and gears are actually connected to one motor. And when it operates, it actually has to, through that combination, can actually operate the ears and eyes and mouth at the same time.
Do its eyes pop out?
Not in the way that we think of, but yes, I can actually unscrew the eyes. Let me try it right now. And one thing I'm going to say, there's a lot of pieces in here, and I can honestly say that once you have it undone, it's actually kind of hard to put back. I was finding out over this past weekend.
Oh, so you disassembled Stephanie and then you reassembled Stephanie?
No, Johnny 5.
Oh. He caught the reference.
I got the reference. I think it's kind of a true reference.
Okay, so what do you think? Was this an engineering feat, genius, or?
It's actually a really good way of reducing the amount of what you don't need when you make an electronic toy. For example, this PCB board here that basically has the brains of the Furby. You can see the little green and the capacitors. It's been cut as much as it will go, basically to save space as well as kind of maximize the amount of electronics you can stuff on.
What about the glue?
The glue, see, that's one of the structural processes that they use to hold everything together. And basically, for example, let me show you on this side, right down here.
It's a glob of glue.
It's a glob of glue to hold in together all the various wires and little doodads that connect it. And speaking of connection, you'll notice if you ever open up your PC, you'll notice a lot of these PC-type connectors.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just pop these out. And these are basically how these sensors are connected. So these all connect straight to the infrared. I'm going to rotate this way. The infrared, which sees light and actually can send and receive to another Furby. That's how they talk. Of course, the ear, as well as pressure-sensitive portions of the Furby, like the stomach, and the top, where you can pet it and it can respond to you.
Okay, well, now that we've taken them apart, what do we do with it now?
Well, I was thinking about it. I was thinking, wouldn't this be cool as kind of a paperweight? But I got like 5 paperweights.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool on my shelf because I got, I need something to decorate. But, I already have enough things decorating. So, in all honesty, unless you really want to have it, I suggest tossing it.
Fair enough. Thank you, Roger.
Sure.
For a frame-by-frame slideshow presentation of the Furby Autopsy, or what did Dan call it? He called it a Furbotomy. Head over to our website, techtv.com/call for help.